In this segment, we're going to discuss child pornography. We'll analyze a specific case. The case is Ferber v. New York. I'll give you the details in a moment. But first, let's look at the broad issue. What we are discussing here is the issue of censorship. Basically, the court has to find a balance between one's right of freedom of expression, which covers the First Amendment. Freedom of expression can be, for example, artistic expression, whereas I have a photograph of a child in a position of nudity, and for me, I see that as a mark of beauty, and someone else has that same photograph and will masturbate to it. Then the question is, how does the court balance between the concept of freedom of expression plus then needed censorship? In the case of Ferber versus New York, it was decided in 1982, and it was one of the first cases that the U.S. Supreme Court dealt with on the issue of child pornography. This one is interesting because it is the first case where a state statute prohibiting the development of child pornography and the promotion of child pornography to be illegal. A little bit about the case, if I could. First of all, what the court is looking at is the statute that the state legislators of New York provided law enforcement to monitor and to make arrests, indictments, and then convictions, and ultimately punish those who make child pornography. First, New York law made it illegal for anyone under the age of 16 to be involved in sexual performances. And sexual performances were defined as any sexual intercourse acts, any deviant acts such as bestiality, masturbating, and or obscene use of the genitalia in any means. And then it also suggested, laws don't suggest, the law also stated that it was illegal if you were involved in promoting any of the materials that were developed with children in these various acts or behaviors of illicit sex. And here I think the statute is very specific, and I'd like to give you a list of how the legislator defined what it meant to promote. The first one is they say promote. Second is manufacture. Third is issue. Fourth is sell. Fifth is give. Sixth is provide, which you can see if I lend you something or if I provide it, which could be any means of doing that, then I would fall under the statute and could ultimately be arrested, indicted, and convicted for promoting child pornography. Excuse me. So the last one I left off was provide, lend, which is interesting, mail, transmit, and in the age of electronic transmission, this one was significant, publish, distribute, and this is by any means, either a wide dissemination using circulars, or again going back to the fact that I have given you or I have lent it to you and you give it to someone else, could be a means of distribution. Circulate, which would fall under that broad means of dissemination. Exhibit, advertise, which can again be in a very local, a regional, a state, or even a national advertisement. And then interestingly, they conclude and kind of try to catch all by suggesting that even if I offer to do any of the above, then I am also complicit in this illegal activity. In this segment, we're going to